Welcome back to more Fruit of Grisaia. In the last episode, we got to see Michiru and Makina have English lessons, which are quite humorous. And then we decided to follow Sashi around to figure out what exactly she does on a day-to-day basis. And we were cleaning the grand bathroom. We mentioned something about her using her clothes to clean the clean the tile floor. And, well, she has a bit of a literal mind. She takes things to the extreme almost all the time. And here we go. When I turn back in search of the wayward songbird, I find Sashi in an inexplicable state of undress. What on earth are you wearing?
パンツ一丁でしょうか?
She's got a bra on as well. I think underwear would be a more precise description. No, see, I was just trying to ask you why you've taken off your maid uniform.
それは先ほど転んだ時に服が濡れてしまったので、どうせならもっと効率のいい方法で掃除をしようと思った結果です。
And so you wrapped your uniform around the head of the brush and started dragging it across the floor?
はい、風見さんの一言から思いついた名案です。グッジョブです。
I suppose her clothes brush is contracting more of the floor at once than the standard version. But I'm more than a little dubious about how effective a cleaning instrument it is. In exchange, you're standing around your underwear in front of a member of the opposite sex. Any thoughts on that?
ダメで。
Oh, that's cute. Sorry, but I'm not familiar with the language of sparrows.
ダメでしょうか?
Well, not for me. I'm not the sort to complain about a free show.
それなら問題ありませんね。
As soon as the words were out of her mouth, Sashi gets back to work, completely nonchalant. Things have gotten troublesome all of a sudden. There may not be any major problems at present, but if, say, Nimane were to walk in right now, I think there's a good possibility I could get dragged into the interrogation even lengthier than the one that followed the JB incident. It's like clockwork, isn't it? At this point, I notice Sakaki standing frozen just inside the entrance. Plan to take a bath in your clothes?
その必要もなくなったわ。
Even as she spits out a retort, Sakaki's suspicions glare stays glued to Sashi and her bizarre appearance.
小峰さん、その格好はどうしたの? 風見さんが脱いだ方がいいとおっしゃるので。
Hold on, Sashi. There are a number of problems with your attempt at explaining the situation.
じゃあ、本当のところはどうだって言うの? あなたには前例があるし、返答によっては許さないわよ。
Prior offender? Oh, you're talking about the time she came to school in underwear.
ええ。
Sakaki reaches into the pocket of her skirt and retrieves an unusual item. So she carries her self-defense stationary item. Let's try again. So she carries her self-defense stationery with her even into the bath. Truly cautious individual. Sashi could learn a thing or two from her example. I think I've mentioned this before, but that thing isn't going to work on me. Sorry about the train. I'm near a train yard. As for the reason Sachi's in her underwear, she decided this would be a more efficient method of cleaning and took off her clothes on her own initiative.
So.
Although after my explanations, fully expecting it to be rejected, Sakaki accepted my words surprisingly easy. Seems she's familiar enough with Sachi's lack of common sense that even a bizarre story like this sounds perfectly plausible. So anyway, the green bath is reserved for cleaning at the moment. At this announcement, Sakaki abruptly turns and walks out of the bathroom, her long hair streaming behind her. As for Sashi, she already restarted her cleaning as if nothing had happened. Females in this school seem to be somewhat lacking in the shame department. Or perhaps my preconceptions of the matter are just as old-fashioned as wearing a pager on her hip. Maybe this is just the way things are nowadays. Seems like I've still got quite a lot to learn. Sashi, you're really something, in a lot of ways.
ありがとうございます。
I have a truly unlimited number of unresolved questions here, but one in particular stands out. Why is it that this girl can strip to her underwear in front of a man without even batting an eyelid? but blushes bright red when you give her anything resembling a compliment. Female thought processes are truly complex. In this way, a day spent in those close observation of a classmate comes to an end. And starting the very next day, there's a clear change in my environment. Specifically this. Sashi has suddenly moved from her habitual seat directly in front of the teacher's podium to the desk immediately next to mine. Not that she started pressing her blubber against me, Amane style. She just changed her seat. Not a particularly dramatic event, really, I suppose.
ねえユージ、これはどういうことなのか、ちゃんと私に説明して。
So are you jealous? I'd like to hear an explanation myself, honestly, but first of all, can you stop interrogating me as if I'm an unfaithful husband? This small change seems to have taken everyone around me by surprise, prompting general curiosity.
まさかあんた、痛いけなサチの弱みを握って席を移るように命令したんじゃないでしょうね。
Oh, an interesting scenario. Where would things go from there?
そりゃいやらしい写真を撮ったり部屋に呼び出してってあんたは女の子になんてこと言わせるのよ。
I don't remember making you reveal your sick and twisted mind.
ねえねえサッチン、どうしてお兄ちゃんのそばに席を変えたの？
You never thought to just ask her? As Machina plunges into the heart of the matter, the other two inquisitors catch their breath in anticipation.
特に理由はないよ。ただ、
ただ？
そっちの方がいいかなって。
Why exactly would she suddenly prefer this seat over all the other empty seats in the class? Is nearly walking into a girl's bathroom together that much of a bonding experience? I doubt it.
ねえサチ、それってもしかしてユージのことが。
みちる様がですか？
私じゃなくてサチがユージのことを好きになったんじゃないかってこと。
Having grasped the nature of the question, Sashi closes her eyes in thought.
それは多分違うと思います。
そうなの？
はい。風見さんが悪い人ではないということは分かりましたが、まだ恋心を抱いたわけではありませんから。
Well, that's good.
そうなんだ。
はい。
Sachi simply answers the questions put to her in a steady, bland tone of voice. That hasn't changed at all from the day I met her.
早くも振られちゃったわね、
I got the
ユージ。
hiccups. Yeah, before I even made my move. It's a new record.
じゃあ本当になんとなくなの？
本当になんとなく。
There's a slight smile on Sachi's face as she speaks. I'm pretty confident she's speaking with complete honesty.
でもまだということはこれから好きになる可能性はあるということよね。
She picked up from that, didn't she? Interesting. I spent an entire day with her yesterday, but Sachi's thoughts are still beyond my understanding. But it seems clear that her opinion of me has undergone a subtle change of some sort. Very subtle.
ああ、小峰さん、少しいいかしら。
はい。
悪いんだけど少し頼みたいことが。
それより赤ちゃん言葉でペットに話しかける癖を直した方がいい。
どうして小峰さんがそのことを。私、小峰さんに何かした？
It's pretty well known that rabbits can die if they get lonely enough. You might assume that means you should be petting your bunnies at all times, but in fact, excessive contact can stress their nerves badly enough to inspire escape attempts. Moderation is the rule in our interactions with other creatures. But human beings have a hard time finding that balance even when we try. All too often, we clumsily misjudge the appropriate distance, or stumble in our attempts to maintain it.
ちょっとお兄ちゃん、キッキーなのよ。
Yeah, sounds bad. A crisis to be sure. A recess period, Machina pops up noisily before my eyes, then proceeds to grab my clothes and shakes me back and forth. I ward her off with one hand, paying little attention to the specific concern of her squawking.
お兄ちゃん、なんで思いっきしスルーするのよさ。
Well, I assume you're just babbling. Can't say I'm sensing a whole lot of danger right now.
でも本当に大変なの。そんなすまし顔でイケメンやってる場合じゃねえっての。地球が危ないの。
I can't do anything about my face. Even then aside, I suppose it wouldn't do to ignore a global crisis.
おう、地球は言い過ぎた。すまん。もっとちっこいな。うちのクラスの話。
That's a pretty dramatic drop in scale, you little punk.
でもな、世界系だとこういう小さなコミュニティが大体世界の命運を握るわけだから、おおむね間違ってはいないはず。
What the hell are you talking about?
まあ世界やら世界はともかくとして、私たちの半径1キロ圏内において重要な事柄であることには間違いないと思うよ。
Oh. Machina is one thing, but if Amani's backing her up, I guess this does warrant my attention.
何何の話してるの？
皆さんで集まってどういった要件でしょうか？
I have a feeling that this is going to get out of hand if everyone jumps into the conversation. But just as I'm about to shoo away the two late arrivals,
それよ！
for some reason Amane jabs out her finger in my direction and powerfully declares something or other. I'd appreciate it if you could explain what it is a little more comprehensively than that.
だからね、その有事の言う全員ってのがそもそもの問題なわけなのよ。
I have no idea what this woman is talking about. Does leading a normal student life require the ability to find enjoyment in this sort of vague, meaningless riddle? In that case, I've still got a ways to go.
ほら、全員って言うには一人足りないでしょ？
I'm pretty sure everyone encapsulates that special someone that's missing. Oh, we're talking about Sakaki. We're finally on the same page. I use the word everyone when only 5 of us are here. Amani suggests my unconscious exclusion of Sakaki Yumiko from the group suggests a problem in our social dynamic.
そう、こうして休み時間になるとたまに姿を消し、いたとしても本を読んで他人からの干渉をシャットアウト。榊さん、それで本当にいいのって思ったわけ。
Judging by all of your personalities, I'm surprised I haven't done the same by now. She's keeping her distance of her own free will, so presumably this is how she wants it to be. I don't think it's necessarily something we need to worry about.
これまでそうしてきたことが逆に悪循環だったかもしれないじゃない。もっと積極的にコミュニケーションを取れば変わる可能性もあるとは思わない？
Sorry, I have you on. Hadn't thought of it that way. She might be onto something. Sakaki is a human being, after all. Much as her box cutter brandishing mischief may stand out, letting those moments of hostility prejudice all of our interactions with her means giving up on all the hope of mutual understanding.
あの女、あれで絶対誘い受けだぜ。構ってほしいくせに周りにチヤホヤされたら迷惑そうに被害者面すんのよさ。多分。
How did you reach that conclusion? Do you have any evidence whatsoever?
知らねえ。テンプレだとそうなってんだよ。
Okay, you can stop talking now.
そうかもしれないけど、私やっぱちょっと怖いな。何かあるとすぐにギラッとくるじゃん、氷の笑みが。
はい、そうですね。特にみちる様はその笑みの対象になるケースが非常に多く、私としても心中穏やかではありません。
やっぱそうなの。私狙い撃ち。ともかく市場は捨てましょう。でね、私ちょっと考えたんだけど、誰が一番榊さんと仲良くなれるかを競うってのはどうかなって。
Contest?
どんな風に？そうね、例えば 手に触れたら1点とか、服とか袖を引っ張ったら3点とか。
If you want to treat her like a human being, then this is not the way to go about it. Is this my imagination, or is this sounding incredibly fishy? Also potentially dangerous?
ユミちゃんは髪の毛が綺麗で長いのよさ。
じゃあ触れただけなら1点、引っ張ったら3点、抜いたら5点でどう？
切った場合は？
おお、攻めるわね。じゃあ切ったセンチメートルかける10点でどうかしら。なかなかの高得点ね。
私が本気を出せばユミちゃんの頭を焼け野原みたいにするのなんて造作もないことなのよさ。
Okay, I'm starting to get slightly concerned. Can we slow down for a second here? Are we all seriously going to do this? My voice of restraint falls on deaf ears. The rest of the group is getting more fired up by the second.
榊さんが読んでいる本を取り上げた場合はどうなるのでしょうか？
それじゃあ100点。でもその本を榊さんの頭にかぶせたら1万点。逆に本に榊さんを読ませたらなんと5万点よ。
すごいです。一発逆転のロマンがありますね。
A book reading Sakaki? What does that even mean? Please explain in detail. Was it a surreal gag? Did Monai trip over her tongue in her increasingly frantic excitement? At this rate, I'll likely never know the truth. The bizarre conversation rolls forward, momentum building by the second. I think everyone involved was hitting the peak of a chemical-induced high. It might just be my imagination, but sometimes I think I may have found my way into a fairly deranged excuse for a learning environment.
じゃあ勝負は次の休み時間に。一番榊さんと仲良くなれた人の勝ちということで。
やりがいがありますね。
負けないわよ。
Do you people actually hate Sakaki or what? The enthusiastic group of conspirators doesn't dignify my perfectly reasonable question with a response. I'm gonna leave this video off here and I'll see you all in the next video. Let's see how Sakaki handles all of our horrible pranks we're about to play on her. Take it easy, everybody.